Doodles and Dice Shape. Dang it! Well, we're live. I think we're live. Yep, we're live. All right. Well, welcome to Doodles and Dice Shame, everybody. Let me just write that in really quickly. And special guest, Scotty. Say hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Hey, hello.
Hi. Uh, everybody, it's been a technical disaster over here. So please let me know if you can, one, see the stream, two, hear Scotty. uh, my love has rewatched Turtle Doran before coming, although I don't think the stream has officially started. Although it's very weird. That's a little bit too much delay than usual.
It
Hmm.
was a little
There it
little
is.
delayed, but
There it
I do
is.
see your screen now. Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, we're here.
Oh,
Scotty,
this is so watercolor. It's beautiful.
thank you. I'm trying something new because we had that randomized tool stream. So I'm trying this
Mm.
square brush that Esperanza and I found in the test run. And that this is really serving me. So, hello. We don't have interview questions because we don't host or do anything on Dice Shame, but
Mm-mm.
we're here. We're gonna chit chat. We're gonna chit chat
Yeah.
away. Yeah. Oh my God, that image. Oh, Alex. Hi, Alex. Uh,
Hi,
so
Esperanza. Hello. Hello, Alex. Hello,
yeah.
everybody else.
So, hi, Scotty.
Hey,
Your favorite character is Doran.
Doran.
Why is it Doran? I forget. Explain it to me again.
Um, it's because uh there's a few reasons.
Okay.
One is Doran makes really interesting decisions, right?
True.
Like, uh, a lot of the decisions and choices that he makes, I, as a human being, as the person I am, do not understand at all. And I think that's fabulous. I love that.
Yeah,
Um, yeah,
there's
I
something
love
about that.
people who, yeah, who think differently than I do, who come
Mm-hmm.
to conclusions differently than I do, right?
Yeah. He
And then,
definitely. Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, yeah. And then like the whole situation with the Jalanthar dwarves, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
When they like I was really like, yeah, this is pretty cool. Like I'm enjoying this. And then they got to that section and I was like, of course this is focused on Doran because he's dealing with other dwarves. And
Mm-hmm.
I was so intensely uncomfortable. Like to the
Yes.
point that I was like, I don't know if I might have to skip this part. Like it
Uh-huh.
was so uncomfortable for me. But I was like, you know what? I'll sit with this discomfort, right? Let's see where this is going, how this works out for him.
Mm-hmm.
And like those first interactions do not go well for him at
No.
all, or for the party.
No.
Um, and it's because like the Jalanthor dwarves had kind of lost their way, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
they were trying to do the good thing, but they were doing it in a bad way.
Yeah. It's a really
Um,
hard problem to solve.
right, right. And Doran's coming into that as an outsider,
Yeah.
you know,
With his
and
war
is
hero, like his hero from the
right,
war. Yeah.
right. Like just like, yeah, yeah, just a complete outsider. And his status socially is like lower than this person, and he's there and he's confronting, you know?
Yeah.
Um, and that's I don't know, that was just super tough for me. And then like they play through the whole thing, and at the end, Chaos Hammer is like, you're gonna do this or else, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like it goes back and forth for a while, and finally Doran is just like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. And I was just like, oh my god, hell yeah, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Doran.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Doran.
So that was when I was like, yes.
He really does navigate social situations with a lot more like he's kind of gentle in a way in like he's definitely stands his ground and he definitely has morals that he sticks to. But I
Hmm.
I often like find him being very gentle and like diplomatic with new NPCs and stuff like that. Like,
Hmm.
oh my gosh, actually, this is gonna sound like a complaint, and it a little bit is. But I thought that a really good moment from Doran, and it's so small and it's so silly, but it really struck me was Red made a joke about Alistair not having a bird ring, and
Mm.
Doran was like, "Boy, Red, you sure know how to make people uncomfortable." And Harlan kind of like laughed it off as a joke, like, "Oh, I'm just being funny, like for the podcast that we're in, meta meta,
Mhm.
etc." And it was funny, but I also was like,
Mhm.
man, Doran would be the person to call out Red for being an asshole, essentially,
Mhm.
and thoughtless like that. And like Doran would, I just really love that he kind of has this like attentiveness about social situations. Yeah, this is turning into a Doran stream rapidly, and
I mean, it might. That's okay.
that's
I
okay.
mean, yeah.
We did want to talk about
And I
the.
agree.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah, I do agree. And I think that's like why we keep like thinking to ourselves like eventually Doran will end up being maybe like a community leader
Yeah.
or diplomat of some sort because while the way he approaches things sometimes is really different,
Clumsy.
clumsy. Yeah,
Yeah.
you could use that word. Yeah. Um it, it the foundation of what he's trying to do in that moment is really thoughtful, right?
Yeah.
Like he really cares about the other people even if they're not a player character, right? They're an NPC.
I so
um
agree. I so agree.
mhm,
He's very thoughtful, I would say. Yeah, yeah, man. I love Doran. He's not my favorite character,
mhm,
but every episode he's in makes me love him a little bit more. Uh,
mhm. And I think also like in that scene, like Red being kind of I don't know, like that's such a Red thing to do,
yeah,
right? Like
kind of
his
thoughtless a little bit. Yeah.
yeah, like I think that Red is a really good example of a tabaxi
Yes.
because he very clearly comes from a different culture, and sometimes he does things that, like, culturally for like Faerun, you know,
Yeah.
North America, is just really different, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Oh, did you cut out,
No,
Scotty?
I'm still here. I'm
Okay.
still here.
Okay.
Just I was sitting and thinking.
Oh yeah. Oh sorry. Um. Yeah, he does things that are very, very different in a way that really like I mean, the first argument that Jack and Red ever had was about uh in a very like free and very expressive kind of way. Uh Red said that he would kiss Jack because he likes Jack, and it wasn't like a romantic thing for him, as we well know, but like that's not something that people would normally say to each other, and why not? And I see Red's perspective of why not, but like especially in that moment with Torin, it was just exactly the wrong thing to say, and Red does that, and that's kind of how he is. That's how he's built, and that's he doesn't mean anything by it, but yeah, it's very interesting. I just loved that. I loved that character moment that Alex Guthrie chose to be like, hey, that was you certainly made Alistair uncomfortable there. I was like, yeah, he did. Oh, it was
Agreed.
so
Agreed.
that was so good.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
the I don't know if you still wanted to talk about it, but I listened. We messaged
Mhm.
each other about what we wanted to do for this stream because it's obviously going to be loosey goosey. We're not celebrities or anything, but like we joked about screaming about the Alex, Joe, and Harlan streams.
Mhm.
And I did my homework today and I listened to them, and oh
Mhm.
my god, what a fucking batch of streams, right? Oh,
I did too. Yep.
you did?
Yeah.
Oh,
I man, there's so many things that were shocking to hear. Like um oh gosh. Okay. So I listened to the Harlan stream first. And
mm,
like before I say anything about the things that we learned about how Harlan creates the show and puts it all together and how he thinks about his character, I
yeah.
just want to say, like, I don't know how you had that conversation with Red. Like,
I
his
barely
aura
did.
is so powerful.
I barely held on, Scotty. I There was something in me that was like, if this goes on too long, I will cry and it will be embarrassing, but I'll be feeling it. I really it was so intensely awesome. What were you gonna say? Sorry, I interrupted you.
You didn't interrupt me. No, no. I was just like, I gotta say, I remember when I was listening to it live, I was like, talk about being put on the spot, right? Like, questions for Red. And he was so, just the aura was too powerful. I
Yeah.
just don't know how you did it, how you kept it together enough to continue that conversation. Like,
And when Red was like, "I have questions for you," I was like, "Oh, great." And inside I'm like, "Ah, ah, ah."
it was awesome.
And
Oh
I was like
man.
trying to like tease him a little bit because, because I'm like, "Oh, really, Red? Oh, you would win close combat too?" And on the inside I'm like, "What am I doing? Why am I
Oh
talking like
no.
this?" But I think it
It was
worked out.
fantastic. 10
Yeah.
out of 10.
Thank you.
Like, I do think he's probably right though that he would win that combat
I
simply.
don't think so.
You don't think so?
I
Oh,
respect
why don't you think
Harlan,
so?
and I respect Harlan a lot, regardless
Mhm.
of whether or not Harlan is strategic. The amount of a health pool that a druid can have from polymorph and
Mm,
all of their wild shapes. I mean, admittedly, I don't know a lot about Starry Form, but I do think they have their own health pools. And the amount of damage output a druid is capable of, and the health they already start with compared to a ranger. I mean, if it's close
mm,
combat and Red really can't avoid areas of attacks because, a lot of druid spells have areas of attack, I don't think Red would last very long. Assuming that
mm.
Mari is playing to win. If Mari is like still pacifist, gentle Mari, maybe Harlan has or Red has a shot. But really, I mean, realistically, there's just no way I would see a druid losing that fight. Just health to health, damage to damage, a druid is better, I
Well, and
think.
admittedly, it's been a really long time since I actually played D&D. Like the
Sure.
last time I played was 3.5. So
Oh, good system
lots of
though.
things have changed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like story form definitely wasn't I like one of the people that's on the Discord, Merlin, we did like a one shot where we played in 5e, and I went to make my character sheet and I was like, "Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. Oh no. I have no idea what any of this is."
Oh no, Scotty. Well, if you ever
It
need
was
help,
awesome though.
I've made literally hundreds of character sheets. So,
Next time I'll hit you up.
yeah, I'm very good at it. Uh, but yeah, no, I just don't. I appreciate that Harlan is very strategic, but what does that really mean in the
Mhm.
context of D&D? Like, he definitely would know how to utilize his spells the best, but it's not even like we
Well, I
shouldn't
don't even know.
we shouldn't go on
To
and on
me,
about this, but yeah,
oh yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, but we could talk about whatever we want. But
that's
like,
true.
yeah, yeah. Is it is it just the spell? Like, of course, if you take a character sheet and put it up against a character sheet, right? Like somebody's obviously going to be the winner,
Yeah,
but you have to take into account who the character is, and like you definitely have a point there. Like they're the powers, right?
yeah.
Like it would be definitely be between the two of them.
Definitely would
I
be.
think.
I think Jack could stand a chance if he had some time to prepare, but he would not. I definitely wouldn't pick him if I was betting on him. But I think that I mean going up against a wizard that's prepared for you is fucking deadly. Like just to be clear, especially if they can control the environment, but Jack probably doesn't stand a chance. But as far as like spells go, I mean, Red could very well use a lot of spells very interestingly, but Mari doesn't really have to be super smart. She just has to get as much health as possible and polymorph into something really big and powerful, and kind of no matter how much damage output Red does, she's just gonna be able to take the blows and deal it right back. I'm really sorry to
Oh.
Harlan. I really don't think it's
Hmm.
gonna work out for
Yeah,
him.
Alex is typing and like
Oh
no
yes.
health pool in story form, but do get a buff and healing spells.
Yeah, also
And
she
if
can heal
Mari is playing
herself.
to win, I know what I would use.
Oh, and what's that, Alex?
Chalice in starry form. Chalice, when you cast a spell that restores hit points, you or a creature within 30 foot regains 2d8 plus 5 hit points.
Yeah,
Mari's a tank.
Maria's a tank. And that's kind of to his detriment. I didn't know that
Hmm.
styrofoam didn't come with health pools, so that does put a dent in my argument a little bit. But yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. Might have to reevaluate for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Uh
But anyways, so the Heartland stream, uh, like takeaways. Oh yeah, everybody could die. Didn't really. I mean,
yeah, that was a
death is
shock.
ever present, but yeah, that's on the table.
Yep. Yep. I mean, I wrote it into every character stream in case I got an Alex G or a Rob stream of like if your character died, what would you play next? But Harlan really contextualized it as like, oh yeah, everybody could die. Yeah,
Yep, yep.
100%.
And not even like yeah, that's a thing that could happen. Just like no, for like 100%,
We have
that is a thing that
planned
could happen.
we have
Everyone's in danger.
Yep, we have planned that if it did happen, this is what we would do. We have plans. Like, whoa, okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
That's really real in a way that I wasn't expecting. There was a lot of things that I wasn't expecting that I kind of just had to roll with on those streams, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly Harlan complimenting me right out of the gate immediately. Did not expect that. Especially because Joe was so chill. Not that Joe wasn't complimentary, but Joe um kind of talked to me like I was a friend, and so did Harlan. But like, it wasn't really. It didn't. I was really shocked and very very shy straight from the beginning. Um, because Harlan decided to start with a tangent about all the all the art that I do. It was really
Well,
something.
you are super cool,
Ah,
and
thank
you
you.
have lit a fire. Like
Oh,
for real, your enthusiasm is infectious. So
I'm so
like,
happy. I'm
well,
so
that's
happy.
super real.
It I
Um,
it was so real because like I mean, that's literally why I do the fan art is like I take all these requests and things because I kind of want to like this is a great and special thing we all share, this community of us. We all share this podcast called
mhm.
Dice Shame, and I really want everyone to feel like yeah, it's special and good and we're all a part of that. And I love taking a bunch of requests from community members to like so that the people that maybe can't contribute fan art or fan fiction or stuff like that can feel a part of it a little bit, if that makes sense. Um, and then to have like the creators of Dice Shame give me requests and talk to me and stuff like that and be like, "Oh, you're inspiring." It's just like, "Wow, holy shit." That's the goal. Fuck. Well, I guess I'll go cry about it. I've also been absolutely hating my art recently, so like having that Harlan stream just in my
Oh,
pocket to listen to is really helping right now. But man,
mm,
yeah, it was pretty incredible. Not to talk about myself, but like damn.
it's
He's
awesome. Like when
started
they
it.
said they were going to be on your stream, I was already like over the moon for you, and then like it
Yeah,
happened, and oh my god.
it was so crazy. It was so crazy. I like I was so excited that Harlan was like, "Hey, I want to be on a stream." I was like, "Great. Okay. Awesome. I'm going to go scream about that." And then Joe said, "Me next." And I'm like, "Okay. I wasn't emotionally prepared for that at all. So I think I'm going to go cry."
Hmm.
Yeah, no. It was crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm bragging and I'm not bragging. I'm just like I
Mm-mm.
I'm just really happy that Joe and Harlan and Alex and all the Daishim cast are so very
Robin.
like
I mean, you've caught all of them
I
at one
have
point or another,
I
and
have
that is some sort of feat. It's
Pokemon.
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, yeah. I don't know, you being able to catch Alex Guthrie that one stream where he was in the chat. That
Yeah.
that has the 2 years I have been on the server. That is a rare sighting indeed.
Yeah. I was so
And
happy for you. You
then
were so excited. You were in chat like, "Oh my god, Alex Guthrie, I've never
oh my
interacted
god,
with
I
you."
have so many questions.
Yeah. It was so awesome. I was so happy for you.
Oh, it really was. Thank you. I was so happy for me too.
Yeah. That was because of
Yeah.
Rob. Rob snitched on us and invited Alex, it
Oh,
sounded like.
thank you, Rob.
Freaking
Thank you.
Rob. What a
Thank you
great
for
guy.
to everybody for
Yeah.
however you made him show up.
Yeah. However you bribed him, threatened him, it was amazing. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
Listen,
Absolutely.
one
And
day
then
I'll score an
Joe
interview
too,
with him.
like, yeah, here's how I'm like manifesting that.
You could.
Manifesting
Oh,
that.
what if I score an interview with him, but instead of me having the stress of drawing and interviewing him, you take it away and I'll just draw in the background. That'd be great.
Oh no.
No? I'll write up the questions. It's fine.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'm game. I'm game.
Hey, if you don't
It's oh
want to,
no
it's
because
fine.
it's not that I don't want to. It'd just be a shock.
It would
I
be.
would be I
How do you
I
think I
mean,
feel? I got to talk
yeah,
to
yeah, yeah,
fucking
yeah.
Harlan, Joe, and Alex to their faces, sort of, through a microphone, kinda, you know?
Oh,
Like,
oh,
how do you think I
Alex in the
feel?
chat. Oh, yeah, no doubt. Alex in the chat is like, I'll interview him. The Alex interview. I love
Yes,
that.
Alex to Alex communication.
No doubt though, right?
Yeah.
I love how Joe came to her interview. Like you both were just two GMs talking about business.
Oh yeah, that was a really good vibe. I mean, she's so inspiring for me. She's a female GM and she's fucking killing it. Anyways,
Mhm.
what were you saying?
I no, I agree. Like yeah, she's 100% killing it. And uh
Yeah, I
like
was
I
so stunned. She, for
yeah.
one, can I just say this is kind of parasocial. She's such a good speaker. I felt like everything
Mhm.
she said was written down, like everything, like she's so elegant with her words and everything. She barely stuttered.
Mhm.
It was crazy. I
A
was
professional.
a fucking
Yeah.
professional. I was like,
Mhm.
whoa. Um,
Yeah, I really didn't know what to expect
mhm.
from that interview. I was really interested. I've never GM'd, you know, so I was super interested to see what questions you were going to ask as someone who GMs all the time
Hmm.
to another GM. Um, and I think that a lot of times because Joe is the GM and because the server is still like focused on Malevolent, a lot of times that uh, we don't get to hear Joe's voice as often
Mm.
as other people, and like that was fabulous
Yeah,
to hear her point of view.
I agree. I felt like, to me, and I'm just reading into it maybe, but like to me, it felt like she was waiting to talk about all this behind the scenes stuff and like waiting to like
Mm-hmm.
really let out like dice shame stuff. And she was so thoughtful about it and very real in a way that I was like so there for. And it was
Hmm.
so, I don't know, magical. It was really nice. And I think she's a genius. Like, I
Hmm.
don't mean that in like a, she's, you know, the
No,
best.
she's like brilliant,
She is
like
brilliant.
super smart.
So like
Yeah.
it was really just cool to hear her perspective and like how she cares and puts thought into dice shame and like yeah, it was magical, man. It's hard to talk
Hmm.
about this. I don't know what to say other than it was awesome because it was.
I agree. Well, we're just gonna scream about it, right? So we don't have to be
Yeah.
articulate
You're right.
because
You're
we're
right.
screaming about it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I didn't write a anything like
me
you could. I'll
neither.
post my notes.
I didn't write anything, but like yeah. She said that I can have her back anytime. And when I say that I'm desperately thinking of excuses to get her back on, I mean it. Like,
Mm.
because I can't do another interview. I don't have any more questions, really. I mean, I do, but I can't articulate them well. So, like, everybody come up and theorize ways to get Joe back on the stream.
Mm. Okay.
What's a good
Right.
excuse? Yeah.
What's a good excuse?
Yeah.
Hmm. Well,
Hmm.
here's a question for you.
Sure.
I know that you're not into horror,
At all.
but how do you feel about actual play of like Call of Cthulhu?
I have not
Two.
actually played Call of Cthulhu ever. But
Mm.
as far as like playing horror in tabletop, I have done
Mhm.
my own horror one-shots, whether it be in 5e or other systems, because I enjoy GMing horror as long as I'm not in the seat of horror, if that makes sense. Um,
Mhm.
so why do you
Like you're
ask?
not the one having to feel it. The
Yeah.
reason I ask is because so that like malevolent is a thing, but there is a huge long
What?
storied history of
Malevolent? Sorry, I'm being a
what is
shit.
this?
I'm being a shit. I'm being a shit. Go ahead. Go ahead.
But there's all of these other games that occur in the same world or universe, we'll say, as malevolent, and one of them Joe is a player in. And it's not super hardcore horrific. I mean, it has horror elements, but I don't know. I was like, how could we talk to Joe more? And I'm like, well, we have an idea of what how Joe thinks about being a GM.
Mm.
Maybe we could watch one of the games that she plays in and she's a player in, and
Yeah.
then compare, right?
Get a player perspective. Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
I like it. I did start listening to one of the cock games with Joe in it.
Game 2.
Yep. And I got too
Yep.
scared and I had to stop.
Oh no.
I also
Oh.
heard that Jan uh either died horribly or became a grinner and I went, I'm out.
Oh. Okay. 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 I
But
mean, that's understandable
I wouldn't
for
mind
sure.
I'm always willing to try again. Like it's like bad foods. Like I hate tomatoes, but I'm willing to try tomatoes every once in a while to see if I still hate tomatoes. Do you know what I mean?
I do. I
Yeah.
do. I think it's really interesting that you hate tomatoes because I also hate tomatoes.
High five, Scotty. Scotty, my best friend. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you
Like I
hate
cannot eat them.
I can't
Yeah.
eat them. I can't eat them raw, but I can eat them in
Mm-mm.
salsa and I can eat them in like pasta sauce.
If it's on a pizza, I mean, I
It's all
would
right.
prefer a white sauce,
Me
but
too.
I can.
I can. If they're really hidden, I can fuck with them, but otherwise, yeah, they suck. But yeah, but like people seem to really care about tomatoes, similar to horror, in a way that I don't understand. And so I'm willing to try it over and over again to see like what's all the fuss about. And then
Did it
oh,
change? Yeah.
did it
Yeah,
change?
I get that.
And over
I
again I'm like this
definitely
sucks.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't always a horror fan myself. So, yeah, and there's so many reasons for that. Like, we don't even need to get into that. But like, I just thought it would make. I mean, there's way more games than that Joe has been a player in that are not horror. I haven't watched them. I've watched
Mhm.
that one. And she's brilliant in it. Um,
Awesome.
she will deny it all day,
Of course she
every
will.
day.
She's so
But it
humble.
is,
It's
it is
almost infuriating how humble she is. But sorry, what'd you say? What?
No, no, I was just like it's fucking brilliant. Like there's a couple of moments in that game where I'm just still like I think about it every once in a while. I'm like, holy shit. I
Wow.
don't know. Like that should have been in a movie. Oh, holy shit.
Wow. Crazy. That's
Hmm.
awesome. I want to say real quick. Hi Faye. This is your request. You requested I believe it's Faye. I think it's Faye. I don't want to pull out my prompt list right now, but I believe it's Faye that requested Mari with the soot
Oh,
cats.
with the kitty.
Yeah. Which this will look
Oh, that's so cat.
sootier later. It's just gonna be
Isn't
gold right
it
now.
isn't it cool how Shame can be both so hardcore and scary and tense
Yeah.
and so heartfelt and joyful and so extremely silly
Yeah.
all in one package.
Well, I think that's because I do think it's incredible. First of all, you're talking to number one fan, maybe. But I do think it's incredible, but I also think it's because of the heartfelt and the silly that the horror hits very hard because we care deeply about the characters because we've seen them at campfires and we've seen them, in love and we've seen them dancing and drunk and other things like that. Whereas sometimes in
Mhm.
horror, I, I stop caring about the characters because they're in a horror. whereas Daishame is
Mhm.
only a partial horror. So I still can maintain a little bit of care.
Oh, yeah, I so get that about horror.
Yeah.
Like, there's many a movie I have just turned off because I'm just like, well, this is unsalvageable.
Yep.
Yeah, this is just a messed up story at this point, and I'm
Yeah.
not into it.
Yep. This is just torture porn. I'm out.
Yeah,
Uh,
no, thank you.
no
Pass.
thanks. I'm out. Uh,
Yep. Yeah.
but yeah, no, Dice Shape is really, really incredible because there have been some horror moments where I'm like, am I gonna keep listening to this podcast? But oh, my computer is freaking out. Are you still there, Scotty?
I think I'm still here.
Okay, great. But I always come back to it because I always want to know what's Doran gonna say next, or what's Jack gonna do next, or how's Jack and Torin
Hmm.
gonna work out. God, let them
Yeah,
work
that's a
out.
big question. Oh,
I want them.
man. Yeah, I want happiness
I want
for
happiness.
Torrin and Jack.
I do
Yeah.
too. Yeah, I but
I don't know if we're gonna get that. And I don't know what's gonna happen to Jack, you know? Clearly
he
something
takes so
happened to
much.
him
Yeah.
when he opened that puzzle box.
Mm-hmm.
Something bigger than just,
Illusion
scars
magic.
on his yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think that he's really purposefully unaddressing that right now. Like he still has the writing on his hands that he could comprehend languages about and potentially decipher, but he's not
Well, and didn't Alistair tell him that it said something like,
bound. One of them did,
yeah,
but he doesn't know the
ooh,
other word. Um, yeah, no, Jack takes a lot of punches, and I'm really worried about him. I'm really worried about him. It was just very funny for me because, like, I started listening to Dice Shame because this really good friend of mine named Esperanza got me into it, and I really connected with it, and it was really good and great. And oh my god, one of the characters is gay straight from the start, and they have a boyfriend, and it's long distance, and oh, that's crazy. That's
mm-hmm.
kind of like my friendship with Esperanza. And then it wasn't a
Oh.
friendship anymore, and I'm like, oh, great. So I care about Jack and Torin to an unrealistic degree, and that's not gonna work out for me. Oh
I
man.
mean, maybe it will. Hopefully it will, right?
Yeah, maybe. Rob messaged me out of the blue the other day and was like, "Can I have the Torrent compilation? I need to refresh myself for reasons." And I went, "Yeah, crazy
Ooh.
to talk to you. Here you go. I'm not scared or
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah, nothing's happening here. Everything's fine.
Fine. It's fine." Oh
The
man.
other the other word is spaghetti. Bound by spaghetti?
The other word is spaghetti. Spaghetti bound. Mm. Aw.
Hmm.
It's like that fan fiction trope of soulmate strings. Spaghetti
Uh,
bound. So he has a soulmate out there somewhere.
oh.
No, definitely not. No, I'm Scotty, you sound like you're taking me seriously. Scotty, I'm
Oh, the thing you need to know about me is I'm really earnest, and so I assume everyone else is too.
Me too. Wait, hold on. High five. We're gullible. I'm proudly gullible, and that I am so trusting to a stupid degree. People will do the like, the circle hand where they like put their thumb and their finger together and they like put it low and they're like, "Hey, look down." And then they prank you. That
Yep,
that I get they
every time.
every single time because I trust you. You're my friend. Oh, fuck, you got me again.
Huh? What? Oh.
Yeah,
Yep.
dude.
Yep.
High five, man.
Yep. High five.
All right.
Oh man.
Uh
I
yeah, the
feel
streams
like
were
I've done a lot of screaming.
hmm?
Do you have any screaming you want to do about the streams?
I I that's funny. I was thinking, man, I'm talking too much. I should let Scotty talk more. But uh yeah, no, I screaming I want to do. I mean, I'll just be honest in saying that I almost cried after every single stream, Alex, Joe, and Harlan. And I was just so happy to be there that I sometimes would miss what they were saying. So listening back to the streams, I'm like, oh my god, they just said something really cool and you missed it. You missed it. um,
It was dense.
it was dense, that's true. And I was also drawing at the same time, so I can't fault myself that much. I will say having
Mhm.
both Joe and Harlan be like, "Wow, that Ginger Jack agenda is actually kind of like solid. Actually, you kind of have a solid argument." I was like, "Oh, really? Oh, that's so
Mhm.
crazy. Oh, that's so crazy." Um, Honestly, it was just like
Those
it was an incredible high for me because I'm not gonna say they're my heroes, but they're something similar. They're close, and like I don't know. It was just I felt very, very seen and very real in a way that they were like would reference art that I did that I didn't know that they had ever seen, or like uh, they would just like talk about inside jokes or like were very, very open in a way that I was like, well, Joe, or Joe would be like the one time Joe said like um you probably know more about me than I do because you've listened to this podcast. And I went, no, 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 it's probably performative. I wouldn't say I know you very well. And she's like, no, it's pretty genuine. And I was like, wow, they're really like, something about that moment really struck me of like, oh man, these people are very, very genuine about their craft in a way that makes me exceedingly happy. Um, just because, entertainment is entertainment and people do it to make a dime. And it really doesn't it's not there's nothing morally or incorrect about that. But to Harlan and Joe, it really just seems like their passion. And for
Mhm.
Joe to talk about how it's their hobby. They do it for fun. They really enjoy doing it. They're still having fun doing it no matter the size of their audience. It was so I don't know why. It just really touched me. I was like, man, this is such a genuine product that am I'm so happy to be a part of the community. I'm so happy to you know, I'm so happy this fell into my lap one day because my beautiful, amazing partner dropped it there. Like it was very real in a way that was really touching for me. I don't know. Did that make sense?
It totally does.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, um, I think a lot of people, a lot of creators, right? There is always a part of themselves that they're holding back, right?
Yeah.
Um,
For safety and
and
other things like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Or, just for, yeah, safety is a good way to put it, right? Personal safety, like you don't want to get doxxed, that kind of thing. And
Mhm.
also safety, like, putting yourself out there and being authentically yourself in a public space is always a gamble, right?
Mhm.
Um, and it's very clear that everybody that's on Dice Shame is putting their whole selves into this thing that they're making.
Yeah, definitely.
Um,
From like the acting to the silly intros to like yeah, everything about it. It's just so
mhm,
clearly a passion project for everybody. Even Alex
mhm,
Guthrie.
mhm. Even though half the time it seems like maybe he's not taking it super seriously.
Mhm.
Um,
I
Or
think he does it in
maybe
his
he
own
just
way.
takes it differently.
Yeah.
Who knows? And he's a wild card. Like, who's this guy?
Who is this dude?
I know nothing.
Yeah.
I know Doran.
If only we could interview him.
Mhm.
He's so very shy and I really respect that. Like he's not very
Mhm.
on the community and I really do respect that, but man, I'm curious about him.
A mystery.
A
Very
mystery.
curious. Mhm.
Yeah. It's kind of like why I connect to that whole concept is like why I connect to Jack so much because like Jack really cares about the things that he cares about even when others around him are bored of him or don't care about it and it's like sometimes it's sad, but it's also like, yeah, man, you get it. Like, yeah, you care about art history, bro. I love you. You go for it. It really is like, I don't know, it's touching. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think Die Shame would be it couldn't be uh I wouldn't look, I don't like actual play podcasts. I'm not into it. I don't enjoy watching other people or listening to other people play games,
That's a
right?
take. That's interesting.
I like to play, right?
Yeah.
I want to be in it and experiencing it, and part of that collaborative
Yeah.
storytelling, right?
Yeah.
Um, and I think the thing that sets Dice Shame apart for me is that the people that are there around the table. are there because they're friends, right?
Yeah.
And that shines through in the way that their characters interact. I mean, yeah, we start every episode with like the table talk and the sillies, a little
Mhm.
bit of chaos,
Yeah.
uh, but and that definitely makes me as the listener kind of feel like I'm around the table too. Like I've sat in on D&D sessions, right?
Yeah.
And there's just something about that, like that camaraderie, um, that I don't think other actual play podcasts capture in any way.
Yeah, I thought NADPOD got close because NADPOD is a bunch of friends. Two of them are married, similar to Harlan and Joe. But I kind of dropped off of NADPOD because it started getting really polished and really more about like the show than the relationships and the D&D and the, sitting around a table and playing. And
Hmm.
Daishim has been going for so long, and it feels so very real still. And I hope, but it's up to them. I hope they keep it that way. I hope they don't
Hmm.
go super polished and super showy and super like professional about it. I hope they keep it kind of loose and silly and human because it's my favorite part, honestly.
Right? It's like being around the table with a group
Yeah.
of friends instead of I mean, I enjoy podcasts,
Yeah.
I enjoy storytelling and um,
Yeah.
parts played by different people. But if I'm listening to people play a game, I want to hear the like I don't need to hear all the table talk, right? Like combat can be really tiresome. I don't
Yeah.
I don't really want to sit here and listen to people roll dice for 25 minutes, right?
Yeah, yeah. You
Um
want the good parts.
yeah, yeah, and I think Dice Shame does a really good job of capturing that. Like the essence of what makes playing role-playing games fun,
Yeah,
right?
definitely. I almost sometimes miss I feel like in season 1 they kept a lot of like the bad plans and like the the table talking about like what they're gonna do or where they're going and what's happening I think a little bit more present in season 1. Sometimes I miss that, but it's still very much there in season 2 in a way that's really really wonderful. But yeah, definitely not
Yeah.
all the table talk. There's a lot of dice rolls. There's a lot of dice rolls in math.
Mhm.
No, I'm with you. I don't take what I just said as I'm not with you. I'm definitely with you.
No, I know you are. Yeah, yeah. Cool,
Oh,
cool, cool.
so we got
Yeah.
20 minutes left, Scotty.
Mhm.
Scotty. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. What's your favorite Jack moment?
Oh, my favorite Jack moment.
Mhm.
God, I sound like I'm in love with him. My favorite Jack moment. That's really hard. That's really hard. I literally can't draw right now. I'm thinking so hard because I have a lot of moments that make me just adore him. The one that comes to mind, but I don't think it's my favorite Jack moment because I think there's a lot of podcasts. I'd really have to like listen and weigh them. But um I really like Jack and Doran in the tomb where they got Orc Splitter. I thought like
Mm.
Doran and Jack's like palpable tourist excitement about being in like this like dwarven monument and like looking at all the art and like really getting very excited while Kraloth and Red are very clearly bored and like waiting for them to move on. I always remember that very fondly because it's very early on in the podcast and it really like sold me very quickly. I also thought that
Mm.
him oh man, I just really liked. I guess this is more of me liking Rob as a player, but I really like that Jack started out with roots, whereas the other players don't. Because I've been a GM for fucking ever, Scotty. I've been a GM forever. And it's recommended because it's wise. It's recommended that you have a D&D character that doesn't have a home, that doesn't have a home they want to return to, at least. Like maybe they
Hmm.
have a home, but they left it because they want to leave it. Um, and Jack definitely has that, but I really, I guess this isn't a moment, but I just really like that at his conception, he's in two places. He wants to be with Torin. He wants to be at the Copper Cup. And he also wants to be adventuring, archaeologying, being out there. And like he can't have both. Or at least it
Hmm.
really seems like he can't have both. But like at his conception, I really liked that because it was really new for me. I don't really get a lot of players that do that. I also don't get a lot of players that care about the lore and the history and are excited to roll history checks. So it was just really charming to me, just from a DM's perspective, to see Jack in action, essentially. Um, so that's not really a moment, but that's definitely why I started to care about Jack a whole lot, just because he was so different. He was just very different from
Hmm.
all the players I've ever seen. So
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I can't say that I've ever played in a campaign where, I mean, like every campaign that I've played in, definitely the characters, we had motivations, reasons for why our characters were where they were,
yeah,
right?
and you need that.
Yeah, for sure. But I agree. I don't know of any that were um
Split in two
grounded.
places. Yeah,
Yeah, torn between two places, grounded in the world in some way.
yeah,
Instead of just like adventuring in the world or seeking their place in the world or
mm-hmm,
there's so many reasons that
yeah,
someone might go on a walkabout.
yeah.
Um, yeah.
That's definitely why I started to like Jack. And then I also started to like him because he was petty and he was real and he was kind of
Hmm.
petulant and messy in a way that I really
Hmm.
enjoyed. Does this look sooty or does this just look like spots?
It looks dirty to me,
Okay,
but
that's good.
I yeah.
I'm not uh super vibing with this watercolor brush, but I'm gonna keep going.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. I think so I've seen dirty cats
Yeah.
in real life and usually like their muzzle, right, will still be clean and
Oh,
like around their eyes will still be clean and then like yeah, everything else dirty.
okay. They are very like they definitely have a way of being. We've
Hmm.
they they're creatures, but they're like, "Oh, but like I'm going to be clean here and here or I'm going to sleep here because this is my spot." Admittedly, I haven't had a lot of cats in my life, but yeah.
I have so many cats in my life.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Well, yeah, yeah. I currently have 3 cats, so
That's
3
great.
rescues. Yeah.
I have one old puppy.
Aw, nice.
He's not doing too great, but he's lovely
Aw,
and we love him. Uh
awesome.
yeah. So
Yeah,
dice shame, dice shame, dice shame, dice
I
shame.
shame. Mhm.
If we just say dice shame over and over and over again, a
Mhm.
conversation will happen, certainly, right? Hmm.
So,
Yeah?
in my notes here, I'm looking over
Wait, did
my
you
my
actually
mess.
write notes?
Well, kind of. I mean,
Oh,
like, yeah. I mean, y that makes it sound like there's an outline and there's some sort of form or
you have thoughts on a paper.
order. I have thoughts on a piece of paper with doodles and circles and
Scotty,
scribbles
you're
and
the best. Scotty, I adore you. Scotty, that's wonderful.
so it's like so my notes, I'm like, I wanted to thank you for asking about the music
Oh,
in the show
yeah,
during the Harlan interview.
definitely.
Um
Yeah, for sure, Z's.
yeah. Uh and I found the Dread Peril thing super super duper interesting. It does spoilers for the episode today does make me wonder if we're in that sort of situation currently.
Yeah, me too. I mean,
Hmm.
for people that are mostly caught up, we're in a dragon's area, so it kind of feels like Dread Barrel. It definitely feels like Dread
Hmm.
Barrel.
Yeah, right. Like
Yeah.
especially when it's not just like some dragon,
Mm-hmm.
right?
It's the
Uh, it's
dragon.
it's the dragon that Kraloff is attached to, and the dragon that wrecked up Doran's village.
Yes. Oh, I love how Doran is role playing right now, man. Oh,
Mm.
I think I mean, I don't really know what's going through Alex Guthrie's mind, but he's kind of playing like this like subtle fear and impulsiveness that I'm really vibing with.
I agree. Like
Yeah.
it's almost like something changed a little bit for Doran
Yeah.
in having that resolution
Yeah,
with his
definitely.
mom. Hmm. Alex in the chat just said, "I can tell you if we are, if you want." Dun dun dun.
Please do. I like
Yeah, we want to
spoilers.
know.
I want
Please
spoilers.
tell us.
Please tell us.
What are the stakes?
Please,
I bet the stakes
please, please, Alex G. Nope, not Alex G. Alex N.
are high. Yes, mistaken identity.
I'm sorry. Uh,
Just to be clear, I also loved, like, we haven't even talked about it, but like Alex's stream was amazing.
oh
And I
yeah,
came away from that with like,
stars in my
after
eyes.
y'all talked about the books, I just like, look, we don't know each other. We're not like, but I came out of that feeling like my heart had been filled. Like,
Oh,
it was awesome. Like, just, you're awesome.
oh, Scotty, that's so.
I did.
Oh,
It's
that's
true.
so much right now.
I like to go to that much effort, to do
Oh,
that much work for the people that you are playing a campaign with, that are your friends,
oh,
that you hang out with. Like the hours and hours of effort and the thoughtfulness that went into those books. I am just,
oh,
yeah, that's
Scotty.
amazing. Right?
Yeah, okay, I have to say two things. First of all, we don't know each other that well, but I would consider us friends. We've met in real life.
Yeah, yeah.
We hang out every Thursday. We're friends. But uh
Hmm.
uh the second thing I'll say is like yeah, Alex's books were fucking incredible. I can't believe it. It was so you were talking about their books, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, they were so incredible. I was like stars in my eyes. I was like
Hmm.
freaking out. It was just because I do the same thing. I do that for my players too. So like it was really cool to see somebody connect with their group in the same way. It's just really
Hmm.
God, they were
Yeah, me
beautiful.
too.
The
Yeah,
gold.
I love crafting things for friends or
Mhm.
for people who share the same enthusiasm for the things that I have enthusiasm for. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, but I've never made anything to
Wait,
that scale.
hold
That
on.
is epic.
I suddenly feel very awkward. When you said we don't know each other that well, were you talking to me or were you talking to Alex Nersal?
All of the above. How about?
Okay.
I mean, you and
Whoopsie.
we know each other enough.
Yeah. We're for
We're
sure
friends.
friends.
We're friends.
Oh, I feel so
Yeah.
awkward.
I'm so sorry. I did
No.
not mean to make you feel awkward. No, we've
Uh,
hung out in person. We went and had ice cream and vinegar together. Like,
yep, that's true.
yeah,
Ice cream and vinegar was a great time. Uh,
that's a that's a marker for for friendship.
yeah. Oh, wait, Scotty.
What? What?
Alex said it's Dread Peril.
It is.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah, the books were incredible. I mean, it really, oh, it shot me right back to like, because I had a professor that did like bookbinding that was just incredible. Oh, that's gouache. I went back to gouache. Uh, and it was just like, wow, this is like shooting me right back to like it looked so professionally done and so incredible and so powerful. And Rob's here also.
Hmm. Hi,
Um,
Rob.
okay, done doing chores. Now I can shitpost. The books are works of art. Alex and Andy are crazy, creative, wonderful people. Yeah. Insane. Insane.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Alex stream was really good too. Yeah. The
Hmm.
moment of realness about the community was really I felt that right at the
Hmm.
end.
Yes. I mean, like it's interesting. Like I was thinking about it today. We're 100 episodes in. That's like almost 2 years, right? Yeah. of Alex being Mari being part of the party, and I still feel like we're just getting to know her.
Me too. Yeah. There's a lot to discover, I'd say. Yeah.
Hmm. That well is deep.
That well is deep. Uh, all right, we have 5 minutes left, Scotty.
Hmm.
What do you want to
Well,
do?
well, first I have to tell Faye you should definitely try the strawberry balsamic vinegar ice cream. I was surprised by how delightful that actually is. Uh,
Hee.
I have ate all of my balsamic vinegar.
What? Really?
Yeah, it's gone.
That
Yeah,
whole bottle? Oh my
yeah, the whole
gosh.
bottle.
Scotty, oh my gosh. That's awesome. I'm so happy right now because I feel, for one, very validated about people's whack ass reaction to me saying that vinegar was good on ice cream when I got Nikki and you into it. And also for two, that makes me so happy that a gift was given and used to its full extent. Amazing. Did you have it just on ice cream or
Awesome.
anything else?
Uh, did I have it on? I think it went into some meals,
Oh, wow, good. Nice.
but mostly the ice cream.
I
Once
feel
I find
so
something I like, I'm just
powerful.
gonna I just kind of eat it for a while until I get
Yeah.
like almost tired of it, and I'm like, okay, time for the next thing.
Wow. I feel I'm
September 27th marks 5 years of recording the podcast.
Whoa.
Here's the 5 more.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Um uh and recalking some sinks, but sitting down and chugging water out. This artwork is delightful. Thank you. Uh Sorry, I'm just reading through the chat. Also, some of the things
Hmm.
on being in this show for 2 years in this community and also harassing Rob in real life. Rob is wonderful. Bless your patience. Haha. Yeah. I still am not over the fact that Rob and Alex regularly show up to my chat. That's crazy.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You've yet to throw a dodgeball at me, so I'll take that as a win. Okay. Nikki. Yeah, the vinegar ice cream tip is pretty great. Thanks, Nikki. Wow. Oh, I feel so normal. Uh, well, Scotty, any last thoughts? We got 3 minutes left.
Hmm. Last thoughts. 3 minutes. No
Mm-hmm.
pressure.
No pressure. Here's what I'll say. Next week is trivia. I still have some questions to fact
Oh.
check, but we're gonna do trivia next week. Just 'cause, if I'm being honest, my ego about art is really pathetic right now. So I need to take a break from art next week and do some trivia. But also because it'll be fun. I'll have a reward. It'll be great. Uh, and I think it's really needed. Oh, I should add some shadow. Hold on. Um, please be bigger than 4. Uh, so yeah, next week is trivia. I'll also say that I'm gonna entice Marimo to be on stream with me as well. Um, yeah, exciting things to come. There's also
Hmm.
something very exciting at the end of this month that Marimo, Esperanza, and Ed, aka Angry Duck Time Machine, are working on, and I'm really excited about it.
Ooh.
For Daishim,
Ooh.
of course. But yeah,
Hmm.
I'll leave
Little
it there.
teaser.
I'll leave it there because
Hmm.
I'm really bad at secrets, and if you needle me enough, I will say everything.
Okay. I will not. I will not then. I
Thank
will
you.
not needle you for more
Secrets.
details than that. I will just be super excited for
Yeah,
whatever that is.
it's gonna be great. It's gonna be really exciting. Um,
Awesome.
yeah, I think we'll probably end it
Uh
there.
yeah, I mean, okay,
Everybody's
I got
being
my final thoughts. I'm
sure.
ready.
You go.
Final thoughts. Dice Shame's super cool. Uh I think the community is super cool. I love that it is growing, and
Hard
hopefully we
agree.
can get just so many people super hyped, just as hyped as we are. And I just really appreciate how present uh, the players are in the community.
Me
Like
too.
that is a unique thing in
Really,
my experience,
it
and
is.
it's so rad.
It's
So
so
yeah,
rad. It's
thank
incredibly
you,
rad.
thank you
Yeah.
for being here.
Oh, Thanks, Rob. Thanks, Alex. Thanks, Harlan and Joe, wherever they are. Uh, and
Thanks, Alex Guthrie,
thanks,
who will
Alex
never hear
Guthrie,
this.
who will never hear this. Off in the stars. It might make it sound like he's dead. Um, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Thanks,
Alex in the
everybody.
chat. They're doing great. Real life dread peril. If we die in the game, we die in real life. No.
No. Uh, everybody's being very sweet about the drawing. I appreciate it, everybody. All right. So, uh, let's end the stream. Say with me. Boop
Boop
and
and
boop.
boop.
Yay! That's so fun. Oh. Okay, it's over. That was awesome.